G'day. Today I'll be reviewing this robotic vacuum cleaner. It's a Stirling, it's El Cheapo that I bought at Aldi, which is a supermarket chain here in Australia, for about $179, and that was about 6 months ago. So I've had it for 6 months now, and so far so good. However, before I go into the review of this particular model, I'll go over the bit of a concept about the robotic vacuum cleaners. Before I bought this, I was very skeptical about buying a robotic vacuum cleaner. I thought they were a bit of a gimmick, a bit of a toy. I didn't know what to expect out of them. But I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised how good these vacuum cleaners really are. They really do clean the house out, I've got to say that. Having said that, there are certain limitations in their ability of cleaning. I mean, they will clean out a house that is sort of not over filthy, as you know. I mean, they do have a limited capacity. They'll clean up small little dirt and dust, but if you leave mud and a lot of dust or a lot of rubbish around, a lot of dirt and stuff, then they won't have the capacity to clean up. You know, they're not a real vacuum cleaner. They're only more of a dusting up kind of vacuum cleaner. So, if you know, another thing too is they're good on tiles. They're good on floorboards. Not as good on carpet or on thick carpet. They are limited on carpet. They'll go over mats and all that. They'll do mats, but if you've got a house that is completely carpeted, then they might struggle. At least these are cheaper ones probably will. Maybe the more expensive ones might be able to cope. They might have more power and all that, but these are cheapos probably struggle on carpet or long fur carpet anyhow. So, you know, the experience I've had with this one is a really positive one. However, yes, I do have floorboards around the whole house, so floorboards and tiles, it's fantastic, I've got to say that. One thing you've got to be careful about is kids' toys. You don't want a house that is cluttered with stuff. If you've got a house that's cluttered with the toys and Legos and cars, or you've got a lot of wires around, or you leave your slippers around, or pieces of paper, it will swallow them, believe me. The problem then is too that that's how it is underneath. So that's the motion that happens, and as you can see, I've had some toys get stuck there, and it'll chew the toy up and before it'll sort of stop automatically. So if you've got something I had a Lego there and a toy there, and it sort of chewed up the rubber, this rubber little fan there that sort of scoops up the dust. And as you can see, if you've got long hairs do get caught up in it and sort of break it up a bit, sort of. So you've got to be careful not to have a cluttered house. So if you've got a sort of a house that is pretty ordered, then you'll be fine. But you don't want to have little objects sitting around. How to clean it? Well, it's got a small little reservoir here for the cleaning of it. So it is limited in its capacity. So that's how you clean it. So all the rubbish is there. So probably once a day or once every 2 days, you just sort of open it up and sort of throw all the rubbish out. So that's pretty much the amount of rubbish that you can really collect. So it's more of a duster rather than a pure vacuum cleaner. So you've got another filter there with more rubbish there. So that's it there, sort of. So you can't expect it to really clean. You've got to have a clean house to start with. So it's not really a real vacuum cleaner. However, as I say, if you've got an uncluttered house in a relatively clean house, it'll keep dusting the house and you'll never have dust on the floor. How does it go between furniture? I've got to say, I'm very surprised how capable and smart these machines are. I mean, it goes through the table in between the feet of the chairs and all that, and it finds its way around. I've got to say, it's only about 7 or 8 or 70 or 80 mil tall, so it goes underneath most beds. So it cleans up all the dust underneath your bed and underneath most furniture, wherever it sort of is capable of fitting under, it'll go through. As it goes through, it's got a kind of a bumper there, so it's got some sort of sensors. So as it's approaching a big unit, it'll sensor the unit. But if it's approaching something like the feet of a chair, it might sort of bump into it, and as soon as it bumps into it, it'll go backwards again. The other limitations that it might have is if there's some sort of steps in your house. If it's something like say a 12 to 15 mil step, it might get sort of stuck onto it. Then you got the remote control. That's mostly there, mostly just to sort of set it all up, and I'm a bit of a setter up and forget about it, kind of thing. So once it's set up, you just ignore this. It's got a little docking area where it sort of charges itself as it's going around. After about 5 or 6 hours, it starts to run out of batteries. It'll go to its own docking area and charge automatically, so you don't have to worry about charging the battery on it. It'll do that automatically. So yeah, all in all, for an old cheapo, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I think the day this dies, I will definitely buy a much more expensive one. I know that the more expensive ones have got cameras and all, actually, so they're quite sophisticated and smart. So this is a bit of an experiment thing for me to sort of see if I liked the idea of it. And I've got to say, I really think this is a really good thing. Definitely giving it the thumbs up, even for this brand here. I mean, for an El Cheapo, it's worked really good for me up to now, so I can't really complain. So I've got nothing else to compare to other robotic vacuum cleaners, so I don't know how it compares to other brands, but up to now, for an El Cheapo, I'm happy with it. So I'll put it on the ground and I'll show you how it works. Now this will just randomly go around the whole house. As you can see, it'll find its way around. It's a bit of a random thing. There is a bit of an element of hit and miss. There might be some dirt over there, and it might take half a day for it to reach that particular spot. So, but if you let it go day in day out, eventually it'll clean the whole house, and that's what I've found, that it'll do the whole perimeter of the room and all the corners. So there you see, as you've seen, it's sort of found its way to the docking station to sort of recharge its batteries. So yeah, all in all, I've got to say, the robotic vacuum cleaners, a really good thumbs up. I've got to say, a good invention. So I recommend it to anybody who's sort of thinking about one. Definitely go ahead, maybe start with a cheapo one if you like. and go to a more expensive one later on, or go straight for an expensive one. I mean, I know that once this one here dies, I'll just go and buy a new one, a better one. And yeah. So thanks for watching the video. Check all my other videos on the Motor Guzzler channel, and thanks from Melbourne, Australia. See ya.